Hi, welcome back to the Moneyball edition of the Fantasy Insider Weekend Picks. It's finals time, with the AFL finals getting underway last night and the NRL starting their series tonight. And from a DFS perspective, that means there's going to be a lot of single game contests and a bit of a trickier playing field in the full round contests. There's no Newcastle and Essendon to pick on the opponents of. But with that said, let's jump into the team of the week. In the AFL, particularly, we have weather to be a bit wary of, with tonight's Geelong-Hawthorn clash expected to be a bit low scoring as a result. The only other notable factor really from the bookmakers' perspective is that Adelaide are a pretty significant favourite over North Melbourne, particularly for this time of the year, with the Crows favoured by about 35 in that one. Our team of the week included quite a few from last night's clash, but if we exclude those, you get the lineup that's on your screen now, with only Matt Crouch really making the cut from Adelaide. The model actually quite likes North Melbourne in that game, with Goldstone and Harvey both also making the cut. Elsewhere, we have three from Hawthorn, with Burton, Whitecross and Burgoyne all featuring, and only Sam Menegola representing the Cats. Xavier Richard and Jake Lloyd are the Sydney representatives, with the computer continuing to largely avoid the Greater Western Sydney players given their low fantasy scoring. In the NRL, there's also just a couple of things worth paying attention to from the bookmakers' side. The low total in the Melbourne-North Queensland game probably represents a combination of the teams and the potential conditions in Melbourne, so that's one thing to be wary of in the full round contests. Brisbane are favoured by 10 over Gold Coast at Suncorp, and while their players tend to be a bit more expensive than perhaps they should be, I think there's still a couple of good value options from the Broncos. Our team of the week takes three from Brisbane, with Milford, McCulloch and Wallace all making the grade, while still finding room for Jared Hayne, of course with the Titans, though my gut feeling is our projections perhaps slightly on the high side for him. Josh Jackson from Canterbury joins two Penrith options in Cartwright and Madagai in the forwards, while we also really like Canterbury to score a few this week, and Phillips and Brett Morris make the team in the backs. I expect some very similar looking lineups in the NRL this week with limited options, so the leaderboard should make interesting reading. And that's it for another week. Be sure to check out the new and improved Fantasy Insider website, where you can also see Fantasy Tragic's view on this weekend's AFL games, as well as take a look at our new lineup builder tool, Smart Lineups, to get started on building your teams for this weekend. Good luck, and we'll see you on the leaderboards.